Today, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be learning how to animate inside of Blender with only 30 days. On day 1, I hopped straight into Blender and learned the basics of animating with a cube, obviously. Which the animation turned out better than I expected, but it is just a cube, so I didn't have to worry about like wigging or anything. On day 2 to 3, I ended up trying to animate something way harder, which was a flying spaceship, and that didn't exactly work out. Like, it is still like my fucking only my second and third day of animating, but like I really expected for some reason it to look better than it did in the end, but it didn't. Meanwhile, on day 4 to 6, actually end up downloading a wig, which I'm gonna regret getting this week because he's like a Lego man. You can't really can't bend the elbow really. He's like this. There's no bend to it. There's no bending. It actually fucking pisses me off. This walk animation that I made for day 4 to 6 would have ended up looking so much better if I could bend the arms, which I could not. And I don't know why. On day 7 to 11, I end up day 7 to 9, end up making this jumping animation, which looks pretty good, decently good, something like that. Day 10 to 11. And I'm making this shitty running animation. And once again, if I had those fucking elbows bending, it would look so much better. I mean, it kind of bends, but like, yeah, does not look good at all. For some reason, for day 12 to 16, I was trying to make this cool demon fight animation thing. I was trying something way more advanced. And this is the thing I regret making the most, as it is actual dog shit. I try to have the creature go on these like all fours and like run at it like an animal. It literally kind of used an animal reference, but I didn't actually use it. Anyway, it ended up looking like actual dog shit, dog water, dog shit, same fucking thing. On day 17 to 21, end up making this parkour course thingy because I'm learning how to animate parkour. On day 17, I was originally going to use the wig I've been using for the last couple days, but on day 18, I decided to use my head and actually grab a good looking wig, well, a more flexible wig, which is the best decision I've ever made. I forget who I got it from, but I will probably leave it in the description for anyone to go check it out, as it is my favorite wig of all time, except for the fucking fingers. I don't think it's just this wig's fault. I think all wigs, I just hate posting the fingers. It's like I try to make it bend, but if for some reason like goes like that, instead of like keeping its original precision, I don't know why it does that. I don't even know if you could see that properly. Bend, like if I bend, but it'll end up like that over here for some reason, instead of, staying put. I don't know why it did that. All wigs I've used so far have done that, and it's fucking annoying. But yeah, on day 17 to day 21, I end up making this parkour animation, and that's what I end up making from then on, is basically parkour animation. This is definitely my favorite and best animation that I've made so far, even to this day, which I've made more animations past this. I think I'm on to like day 60. Yeah, 60. Yeah, 60, yeah. Definitely could use some work still. I see so many places where I can improve this animation. But, it was day 17 to day 21 is good enough. And also, golly, it took a fucking long time to make this animation. Like, a long time. It got to the point where I understand keyframes in Blender, but I don't understand keyframes in Blender. Because I always have the problem where the wig clips 3 objects, and I have to manually fix that, which adds a whole new keyframe. So like the whole thing's just gonna be filled with keyframes. Like there are a fuck ton of keyframes for this one animation, but most of those keyframes are just to fix the whole fact that it goes through objects. And I wish there was a way for Blender to like block that, so I don't have to worry about that. So I don't have to add unnecessary keyframes. Ended up not doing anything for the camera though, as it took long enough to make this animation. And the reference I was using was basically just a still camera anyway, so on day 22 to day 26, end up making this backflip animation. This is probably my second favorite animation, just because it involves, more than doing like one thing. The character ones up, backflips off this other guy. The other guy goes backwards. The backflip was like, it was hard to find out like where it ended up going and it actually making sense. That was the hardest thing to figure out. I don't know if there's like an easier way of doing that, but it was extremely annoying doing this, especially since it's the first time I've animated a backflip before. I'll probably add for this here. I did end up making more than just this backflip animation. I ended up making it so that this purple wave of energy came over and changes the whole like color of the wig. That is to help build up my Noctis series and what I want to do for that, and how like the character will transform to a human, to like, I don't know, a shadow or something. Day 27 to day 23 is an annoying big animation that I did. I could have released it way faster. You won't see anything that I did wrong here, as I don't want to show it. But like, I might talk about it after the video's ended, when everyone's probably clicked off the video, if anyone's actually even watching this video. Yes, I've noticed I don't get that many views. I don't honestly care. As long as someone seeing this is good enough for me. They're not modeling everything off camera just because modeling the backgrounds do not count as animating. Well, it doesn't count as animating, so I just model everything else background. That does not count as a day because it's a fucking background. It's not animating. I'm not learning how to animate. It's just making a background. So I end up on day 27 to day 33, I end up making this animation of a guy running and jumping out of a window. Which I got this reference from one of the Captain America movies, I'm pretty sure. I think it's Captain America Winter Soldier. I don't fucking remember the name. And did look it looks better than I thought it would end up looking like, especially since this is the first time I actually animate someone doing a wall. Every single animation that I do end up taking a big leap. Like with this one being, I end up making some guy jumping out of a building, which he has to go through a window first, which I've never animated before. I never end up animating the actual glass breaking, as that went like, I try to, but the glass end up settling backwards instead of frontwards. I don't know how to fix that. I couldn't find out how to fix that, so I just left it. The rolling on the ground was the most annoying part. Not only that, but the guy falling from that building to the other building was annoying. Like trying to make it all nice and smooth and actually make sense was annoying. There has to be a plugin or something that's built into Blender to help me better understand that. Because the animation could have ended up looking better than it originally did. Ended up making so many changes to this one animation and adding so many unnecessary keyframes, because once again, the character just clips through everything, and I don't think there's any way of fixing that at all. I am so glad I got this animation over and done with though, and moved on from it, as it was extremely annoying. But back to what I was saying, with each animation that I made since the very first day to the very last day, I keep upping the stakes of it. I keep trying to animate something way harder, which is kind of the point, but I think I take it a little too far, especially when I compare day 1 to day 2 to 3. Learning how to animate a spaceship was not something I should have done on day 2 to 3. I don't know why I did it, but I did it. Also, most of the time I could not figure out where to put the keyframes after day 4 to 6. So I just end up doing what looked right. I still don't really know where to put the keyframes, especially since, a lot of the keyframes, like I need a lot of keyframes just to fix with the clipping shit. So there's basically keyframes everywhere. Don't get me wrong, the animation still looks smooth, but it gets annoying to look at, and it's hard to understand like what keyframe means what. I give them color to help me better understand what is what, but yeah, it still doesn't understand help me what keyframe is what. But like I said, I kept jumping my progress up and up. I went from spaceship looking poorly to a basic walking animation, which looks okay. Would have been better if I had a proper wig. From day 7 to 11, making a jumping animation, which actually looks pretty good. And then for me to backfiring it by making the fucking stupid running animation, which I regret making. And then straight after that, day 12 to 16, end up making the demon fight, which I definitely regret making the most. Probably out of all my animations, I regret making the demon fight and then the running animation, especially with those fucking arms. I hate those arms. Although I hate the demon animation, I think I found a way of making the elbows bend as they do actually bend, but just terrible. Then once again, I switched everything up to parkour. As my Noctis series will have a lot of parkour in it. So I might as well learn something that would actually be useful to me, like parkouring. And that's what I did. And that's what I did onwards from day 17, was learn how to animate parkour. Day 22, once again, the backflip, something that I probably shouldn't have done so soon, especially after making such a good parkour animation, but it still ended up looking better than I expected, especially for someone animating a backflip animation for the first time. And from day 27, of course, we got the guy jumping out of the building and running onto another building, which was my most annoying, hectic animation to make because on how long it took. I bit my tongue. I spent way too much on that fucking animation and I hate it. Well, I don't hate it. It's a decent animation. Although I released the animation in making it look like it's nighttime, which I regret doing because you can barely see the animation itself. But yeah, that was the end of the video. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, now I'm actually going to talk about something that's important. But once part two of this comes out, my learning how to animate 90 days video comes out, I will have the actual days fixed for that. And I will also mention at the end of the video why it starts off at day 17 instead of, day 1. But that's what I was saying. I'll try to get those videos back. End up getting the other videos back, like the arcane ones. But for some reason, even though I deleted them at the exact same day on the exact same time, I just could not find the first start of the 90-day challenge. End up continuing learning how to animate. This time inside of Blender, just because I feel like I animate better in Blender. I do know some basic stuff with inside of Blender, so this isn't my first time learning Blender. Nothing complicated me. I wasn't overwhelmed by anything. I don't even think it's that overwhelming when you first enter it. Well, it is overwhelming, but it's not that overwhelming. I feel like people make a big deal over nothing. It's not that much big of a deal. Also, I only just noticing this now. On day 2 to day 3, you actually see me with something that would actually, you see me with a little icon, a little Owings, a little guy there, little guy behind, like in front of an Owings background. That was something I used to try and get my files back. It did not work. Well, it did. It got all the other files back except for the 90-day challenge for some fucking reason. But yeah, that was that. This is the actual end of the video.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop fucking lying.
Most people probably clicked off beforehand. This is just an extra extended version. This is for the people who are actually paying attention to the video, instead of someone who randomly clicked on because they're, just watching for the sake of watching, or they're listening to my voice for some reason. I really got to get better at recording these videos, so I've been told I sound like a robot before, so that's something. When I make these videos anyway. I don't know if my voice sounds shaky at all. I don't know why it would be. I've been stuttering like crazy, and it's fucking pissing me off. I've been messing up. I've been messing up all of my words. If you guys want to see me build my indie animation series called Noctis, which, yes, I do have videos talking about Noctis up on my channel. I think I should have, maybe. If not, I have them up on my TikTok and my Instagram, which you can find in my bio. Well, ain't that something? You can go over there, go Go check that out. Maybe drop a photo or a like or something. I don't know. I really gotta get better at making these videos. I hope you guys liked it though.